Kobo Libra Colour versus Kobo Clara Colour. And the real question is whether the bigger 7-inch screen and those page turn buttons are actually worth paying more for, because both give you color covers, waterproofing, and library borrowing. If you mostly read in bed, one-handed, that extra comfort can be the whole difference. Though for plenty of people, the smaller Clara does the same job for less. By the end, you'll know which one fits you. Let's break it down. So let's start where this actually gets decided, which is what a page looks like 20 minutes into a chapter. Both screens use the same e-ink Kaleido 3 panel, so text lands at 300 pixels per inch on both, and color drops to 150 on both. The sharpness is identical. What you're really buying with the Libra Colour is area. 7 inches instead of 6 means more lines per page, and that matters more than it sounds if you read with the font bumped up. Because on the 6-inch Clara Colour, a bigger font eats the page fast, and you end up tapping every few seconds. For plain novels at a normal size, the Clara is perfectly comfortable, and plenty of people never wish for more. For comics, illustrated books, or PDFs, the 6-inch screen gets cramped, and the Libra's landscape mode gives you room the Clara just doesn't have. One thing that applies to both color on e-ink is useful, not magical. Covers and highlights look great, but it's darker and more muted than your phone, and if you're expecting tablet color, you'll be let down. Screen size cuts the other way once you're holding the thing for an hour. The Clara weighs 174 grams against about 200 for the Libra, and it's small enough to disappear into a jacket pocket. There's an opinion about the Kobo Clara Colour that gets at exactly why people pick it. I do most of my reading at night in bed, lying on my side and holding it in one hand. A lot of e-readers feel awkward that way. But this size is just right, and it's comfortable to hold for long stretches. The Libra, meanwhile, is wider and taller, and readers with smaller hands say it's doable one-handed but not effortless. If you commute standing on a train or read curled up on your side, the Clara is the easier one to live with. Except the Libra answers that with something the Clara doesn't have at all, and it's physical page turn buttons, plus that thick asymmetric grip down one side. Your thumb rests where it naturally sits, and you never move it. On the Clara, you're tapping the glass every page, which is fine, but it means your hand has to travel. And look at what one buyer says about the Kobo Libra Colour. I came looking for this because Kindle dropped the Oasis and nothing else had page turn buttons. It's really comfortable to hold with or without a case, and the buttons click well without being noisy. The screen also rotates either direction, so lefties get the grip on their side. If buttons are the reason you're watching this, the Clara is out. No fluff. It just doesn't have them. Notes are the other Libra exclusive. It works with the Kobo Stylus 2 for handwritten annotation and its own notebooks. And that's real if you're annotating for class or work, though the Stylus is sold separately, and the notebooks are fairly basic compared to a dedicated writing tablet. The Clara still does colored highlights with your finger, which covers most people. Sideloading your own EPUBs works the same on both. Easy over USB. A little fussier if you're managing a big personal library. Battery is weeks of reading on either one, with the usual caveat that heavy color, high brightness, and Bluetooth audiobooks pull it down noticeably on both. Storage is where they split, since the Libra carries 32 gigabytes, around 24,000 books or 150 audiobooks, while the Clara holds 16 gigabytes, roughly 12,000 books or 75 audiobooks. Neither has a memory card slot, so audiobook hoarders should take that seriously, which brings us to what the Gap actually buys. The Clara Colour costs quite a bit less, and for that you still get the same panel quality, waterproofing, library borrowing, and the Kobo store. The Libra's higher price goes into 4 things: the bigger 7-inch screen, the page turn buttons and grip, stylus support, and double the storage. That's the whole list. If none of those 4 move you, you're paying more for a device that reads text exactly the same. Here's the call. For most people watching this, I'd take the Clara Colour, because you're getting the identical panel, the same waterproofing, and the same library access for a good chunk less money, and the size is genuinely easier to live with. That said, if you want page turn buttons and a grip you can hold all night without shifting your thumb, the Libra is the only one that does it, so pay the extra and don't look back. Same goes if you read comics or annotate with a stylus, where the smaller screen falls apart and the Clara isn't really in the conversation. And you? Which one would you pick? Let me know in the comments. Links below in the description.